What's going on, guys? This week we're going to be reviewing the brand new Scientific Flag Box and Animation Throwdown. First up, we're going to be taking a look at the legendary pre-combo Scientific Rivals. So this is actually a pretty unique pre-combo to work for Rumble defense. It does have an amazing health stat at 60. What makes it really cool and unique though are its skill breakdown. Unlike the general skills you would normally want to run on defense for a Rumble deck with like Sturdy Wall, Bodyguard, and stuff like that, this is a pre-combo that abandons all of that for all those usual self-preservation skills to do damage instead. When everything is quad fused out for it, you have 12 payback damage as well as 12 punch damage. So you're foregoing the usual Sturdy Wall or Bodyguard skills that you would normally want to protect it and your card line to, in return, just dish out a lot of damage. There's a lot of damage output on that to really help kind of shave down your opponent's Rumble scores when they're attacking your deck. What's also really cool is this does have 13 leech, so while you are completely abandoning any sort of protective stuff there from a sturdy skill, you do have the self-preservation through the leech. So that compounded in with its already base HP of 60, which is already really high for a defensive pre-combo. As this card's description says, this might take a while. They are very, very old. But yeah, it's pretty cool for that, for the breakdown for a Rumble defense card, and I really like it. Also, just for the current fighter effect for all of the fighter cards getting a increase to their HP by 50%, that's going to put this card's HP at quad fused out square there at 90. So it's going to take a very long time for your opponents to drop this, which means more turns for it to be on the field. In turn, which means a lot more of that payback damage and punch damage getting thrown out there. So your opponents are going to be hurting pretty bad going up against this card. It is going to make getting 100% perfect score against your deck very difficult for them. Alright, now let's go ahead and take a look at the items. We're going to be taking a look first up at the new Stop Hitting Yourself card. Alright, so this is actually a pretty well balanced out item. It doesn't have too high of an attack, but 13 attack isn't horrible either. Its HP, while at 49, it's not quite at 50, which is what I'm looking for, but still it's pretty darn close. And if you look at its skill breakdown there, it does have Hijack and Leech, so it has some self-preservation in there, and it's a good staller to block out any crazing combos your opponents might play against you. Plus it has the 10 jab there to be breaking through any sorts of walls or shields if they happen to be running that. So while this is a good versatile one that can be run on offense, I think it does lean a bit more towards defense there. So if you're looking for some fighter items to throw in your defensive deck, not a bad one to run in there just because of that breakdown. As for the other two items in the box here, that's my Parfait and Caporia Reginald. We actually covered both of those in last week's box review. We went pretty in-depth with my thoughts on them, and also I covered the top fighter combos that you can make with the items in the game right now, and the actual combos you can make for that new Stop Hitting Yourself card, the exact same combos we covered last week. So if you want to check that out, feel free to view that video. The link will be on screen and down in the video description for you to view at your leisure. Also, speaking of combos, feel free, if you haven't already, to like and follow my Facebook page. Once again, link will be down in the description, just because I'm also going to be posting the combo synergy map for Fighter on there as well, so you can have a quick at-a-glance look for what cards combo together for Fighter to try to help you plan out your deck a bit better. I'm going to try to post those combo synergy maps, every battleground effect, on my Facebook page there as well, so that you guys just have another tool to try to help you out there with putting together your deck building and planning. Anyways, with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the characters of the box. So first up is Bill Dauterive, a primo hero, which is really good to run on offense in decks in my opinion. He has 17 base attack, which is one of the highest ones for characters in the game right now, which is really good to have for a character card because those base stats influence the stats of the combos you can make. So having a high base attack when paired with a high attack on a base item generally gives you combos with high starting out attack. So something to keep in mind, really good for offense. Wouldn't necessarily want to run him on defense, as 37 HP is on the way lower end there, and it can be taken out in one shot in Rumble by an opponent that's running a strong enough deck. Anything with punches, bombs, and the like of that can easily overtake it, especially if they have a combo with Craze that they've built up for a turn or two. Its attack is probably high enough to one-shot a Bill, so that's why I'm pretty hesitant to run Bills on defense. That being said, though, for offense, he's got some pretty nice skills there. If you're running a King of the Hill deck, whether it be Siege or just happen to be running a lot of King of the Hill cards offensively, you got 10 shield there to the King of the Hill cards. You got 7 bomb, which is nice to do a little bit of extra damage offensively to chip away at your opponent's card line there. And you have 5 craze, so if you kind of manipulate the field in just the right way to where you do not have to combo him immediately, you can build his already base attack that's pretty high up there even higher by 5 every turn. So definitely a really good offensive character to be running in an offense deck there. As for his combos, Bill currently combos with 162 different cards across the game. First up, we're going to be taking a look at his fighter combo, and then we'll go into my top 5 list of combos for Bill. So as of right now, Bill only has 1 fighter combo in the game, which is the brand new Flag Defender combo. This is, as far as combos go, I'll be honest, I really like the combo as a defensive combo because of its skills. It has, when everything is quad fused out, a metric crap ton of payback, and it has the boost and the recover skill, so if other combos are getting made, it increases not only its attack, but its HP as well, which is really good skills to have there for defense. The one downside, though, for the con of that is, as I mentioned previously, Bill as a character is not really a defensive character. He's a very high risk case to be running there, so if you do want to run this defensively, run it at your own peril, and just know that there is the potential for your opponents to take out Bill in one shot before this combo even gets made if the AI decides to lead with him over the item. So just something to keep in mind. On offense, I suppose it can be a decent combo as well. The payback can still work in your favor to chip away at HP, especially with fighter bonus right now giving more HP to fighter cards. Any little bit to chip away at that helps, and since you would be in control offensively of the combos you're making, you could strategically power him up for the attack and the HP there with the boost and recover. However, when it comes to fighter offensive combos, I feel like there are better ones in the game. There's a reason why I did not include this one in my top fighter combo list last week, so just some food for thought there when it comes to this combo. And with the fighter combo out of the way, let's go right on into my top 5 combo list for Bill. First up would be his animal combo that you can make, Pigeon Bill. This is a really good offensive combo for a few reasons. It's got punch and bomb. When everything is quad fused out, it has quite a bit of value in both of those, so you're doing a lot of damage output there. And it also has the hijack skill, which is great to kind of just stall out your opponents from being able to craze against you, and you'll also be stealing any cheers or motivates that they might be running as well. So it's just a really good all-around offensive powerhouse, so great combo to be running for that. Next up on my list is High School Bill, one of Bill's educated combos. This is a really good offensive powerhouse as well. It's got a lot of craze, punch, and sturdy wall when everything is quad fused out, so it's got a pretty it's pretty tanky, just in a word there. It has a lot of good potential to just kind of block out damage while dishing out a lot as well, and then turn over turn, it's just going to get stronger and stronger till it becomes a complete nightmare for your opponents to deal with. So it is a phenomenal one to run on offense. Once again, defense, it could be great, but again, Bill is just super risky to run on defense, so just be careful with that if you decide to pursue it in that direction. But yeah, a really good combo. Honestly, I would say High School Bill might even be his top combo. Next up, we have one of Bill's disguised combos, Toga Bill. This is a really good one for a couple reasons as well. When everything is quad fused out, those bombs, I believe, are near the 20 value, which is really good to just cause a metric crap ton of flank damage, and you have a lot of cripple all when everything is quad fused out. So if you have a team of these on the field, you're going to be stalling out your opponent's card wall from being able to do pretty much of any damage against you, and you'll be bombing them left and right and just demolishing holes in their wall relatively quickly. What's also really cool is when it comes to disguised, I know a really popular deck to put together is Devil Hanks and Nun Peggy, so just the fact that this is just another great disguised King of the Hill card to run works relatively well there, and when you tie all that in together, you actually have the potential for a really good King of the Hill deck for Siege if you want to run a King of the Hill island, just running the disguised King of the Hill team there. Even Bobby has some great disguised combos there, so I would say disguised is definitely where it's at for the King of the Hill characters. And next up, we have one of Bill's drunk combos, Tainted Alamo. This is actually a really good one that, as you can see here, I actually have not personally had the chance to research myself yet, and I should really get on that before the next Drunk Battleground effect rolls around, because he's got some amazing potential there. He's got a little bit of punch there when he's quad fused out. I do believe that is quite a bit more. But what's really cool is he's got a crap ton of jab there to be breaking through the shields and walls, which there are quite a few drunk combos that have the potential to turn into complete nightmare powerhouses that have a lot of sturdy walls. So it is really good to have that to break through that. And he's got a metric crap ton of gas damage there as well to just really be eating through your opponent's card line relatively quick. This is, once again, you can do it on defense because it would have amazing potential defensively, but it is extremely high risk reward just because of Bill's base stats. So keep that in mind, but if this does get made defensively, oh man, are your opponents going to be hurting real bad. And this last one on my list of Bill's top 5 combos is a bit of a hidden gem, Santa Bill. You can only make this card with toy cards, and as of right now, there's only one legendary toy card in the game, Wireless Audio Transmitter. This is a really great supporting combo if you have the quad fuses to make it, as when everything is quad fused out, Santa Bill has a crap ton of motivate and even more heal all to your entire card line. If I remember correctly from the last time I looked this up, that heal all stat for all quad fused out, I believe is in the 20 to 30 range, like 20 to around 30, in that range there somewhere, to heal all, which is just great for a supporting healer there. It's a great combo to be running for rumbles if you need an extra healer in there, or even challenges to increase your scores there. So a phenomenal hidden gem for support there. Could not recommend it more if you have the cards to make it. And that's going to do it for Bill. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the other character in the box, Peter Griffin. So Peter is one of my favorite legendary characters to run in the game. I have a whole army of him myself in my inventory. I think I'm sitting on currently, I think, 8 quad fuses of him made, and I have enough in the wings, I think, to make another 2 or 3 should I want to make them. But right now I've been pretty good off with my 8. As far as a character card goes, Peter is great to run pretty much anywhere. Offense, defense, you name it. He's only got 45 HP, but he does have 8 sturdy wall there on the quad fuse to protect himself a bit. He also deals out quite a fair bit of bomb damage there for a character at 7 to be doing some flank damage there. And he does have Cheer All 2 fellow Family Guy cards if you're running a full Family Guy deck. I know not too many people have the cards to run a full Family Guy deck. It is one of those more rare oddity things to have out there, especially for Siege. But if you have that, not a bad little bit of support you have there. One other cool thing about Peter, though, is he is one of those rare characters that has an innate trait built into him. Peter is a drunk card. So when the Drunk Battleground effect is going on, he will be taking advantage of any bonuses that are being granted to the drunk cards. So keep that in mind. As for his combos, as you can see here, Peter currently combos with 189 different cards across the game, and oh boy, does he have a lot of fantastic combos across various different traits. First up, we'll be taking a look at the fighter combos that you can make with Peter. So the first fighter combo that you can make with Peter is Chicken Fight, which is honestly one of my favorite fighter combos to be running. I've been running it pretty much consistently in Secret Fight Club right now in my arena hits daily, and it's been working wonders for me. Even when the armed battleground effect was still going on with the shields being granted, it was still doing some major damage. When everything is quad fused out, it has a crap ton of motivate, a crap ton of punch, and it has a lot of bomb too. And since bomb is getting currently buffed right now for the current fighter battleground effect going on, it's got bombs upwards of like the high 20 range right now. I think it's like 27-ish around there is what I had on mine. So it does a lot of damage output right now. Could not recommend it more for both offense and defense. And the other fighter combo that you can make with Peter is Roundhouse. I'm going to be honest, it's not one of my favorite combos for fighter. It's not even one of my favorite combos for Peter. It's not that it's bad, it's just not as good as his other combos. While it does have punch and jab, which are nice skills, I just feel like it's nowhere near the same league as the Chicken Fight combo. But it is a potential option to run for fighter if you have the cards to make it, and if you don't necessarily have the cards to run Chicken Fight for whatever reason, it is a potential option out there for you. But anyways, now with Peter's fighter combos out of the way, let's jump on into my top 5 list of combos for Peter. So first up is one of Peter's armed combos, Pirate Cannon Peter. This is a really strong offensive combo that can get out of control pretty quickly. It's got Craze, so it can build its attack turn over turn to just become a complete monster. On top of that, it's great support. It's got a lot of bomb that can be dealing out to the flank damage there, and it's got Cheer All to go to your entire card line. So if you have enough Peters in your deck, kind of like I do, if you have the right cards to make the whole deck of these, you can build an entire Cheer All wall that's also bombing and crazing turn over turn to just be a complete nightmare powerhouse. So it is a great combo to run for that reason. You can even run it on defense too for those same reasons there, to build a wall on your opponents that'll be cheering, crazing, and bombing them into oblivion as well. So just something neat to keep in mind with that combo. Next up is one of Peter's music combos, K-Pop Peter. This is a really good supporting combo that you can make for a music deck with Peter. It's got Shield All to fellow music cards, so you can actually get an entire Shield All wall set up on your side if you have a bunch of Peters to just run a team of these. And anytime you can get a good Shield All wall set up with a high enough value, it pretty much makes it impossible for your opponents to be doing much damage against you. On top of that, it's got a lot of leech built into it when everything is quad fused out, so it will be self-healing, and it's dealing out some extra damage with punches. So like I said, if you have enough Peters to get a whole team of these on the field, you're in a pretty good spot. I've definitely had my shit wrecked plenty of times going up against an entire wall of K-Pop Peters put it up against me there, and I've forfeited my fair share of matches because of that. So definitely a very good combo that sometimes gets overlooked, but it's definitely on my top 5 list for a reason. Next up, we have one of Peter's educated combos, Principal Peter. This is another great supporting powerhouse for when the educated battleground effect is going on. You have a metric crap ton of bodyguard to protect it and your immediate left and right for your card line, which is really good to have because a lot of the educated combos have punch built into them. So something really good to keep in mind there if you want to be protecting your card line. You also have a lot of cheer to fellow educated cards, which is great if you want to just build a complete nightmare wall of powerhouses there. And you have a lot of punch there. See, like I said, educated cards have punched, and quite a few of them have that. So he is just a great offensive one to be running, and I'd even argue on defense, he can cause some really big headaches there as well. So a very, very good top combo for Peter. This next one is probably no surprise to anybody, one of Peter's drunk combos, Viking Peter. It is arguably one of his best combos that you can make with him. You got Bodyguard, Punch, and Craze, so you're dealing out a lot of damage output there between the punches, and you're already pretty good base starting attack when the combo's made, and you're going to be crazing by a lot every turn and just turning it into a complete powerhouse. On top of that, you have a good chunk of Bodyguard protecting it and your card line from taking any damage from errant bombs or punches. This is a really great combo to be running for drunk, and even I would say on Family Guy and Siege, it is definitely the combo that most people go for whether they're on offense or defense. This is a great combo because if you can make this slot 1, that's usually your key to victory in Siege against a Family Guy island. So it is just a phenomenal combo. And last but certainly not least on my list is another hidden gem, Drunk Peter, for one of his drunk combos there. So this is a combo that gets overlooked a lot, and it's actually a secret killer. When everything is quad fused out, it has a metric crap ton of gas and cripple damage, and it's got a lot of jab to be breaking through walls and shields. So this is a really great combo to be running offensively to cause maximum damage against your opponents. I believe in it so full-heartedly that, as you can see there, I've actually taken it up to Combo Mastery level 2. That's how much I believe in this combo. It works great whether it's during Siege for Family Guy or a drunk deck. It is just a phenomenal combo to run with Peter, and I could not recommend it more. Now with the characters out of the way, let's take a brief look at the epic pre-combos of the box. So first up is Flag Defender. This is actually a pretty interesting looking one as the pre-combo for defense. Its HP, while not astoundingly great, during the current battleground effect with the extra buff added to the HP, it can survive a hit, so it's not a bad way to go with that right now. Next time Fighter loops around, I have no idea what effects they'll be running then, so it might not be as good then, but it's not horrible. With 45 HP, it's still a potential contender, and even in its pre-combo form, it still has a lot of payback, recover, and boost still, so it actually can be dealing out quite a bit of extra damage there before it gets taken out by your opponent, so I think it can work great in a defense deck, especially during this current Fighter Battleground effect that is going on. And the other epic pre-combo of the box is Brainwashed Haley. This one is not quite as good as the Flag Defender one in my opinion. Its HP is just atrocious at 37. This is definitely more of an offensive attacking pre-combo. Its skills are based all around that with its jab, punch, and craze, and its base starting attack at 15 is actually pretty nice for an epic pre-combo. The one thing to keep in mind though is with 37 HP, it is probably going to be taken out relatively quickly, so you might get 1, maybe 2 crazes in there before it gets demolished by your opponents unless you play very strategically with it on offense, but it's definitely one you have to really think about when running, and I would definitely not run this in a defense deck unless you want to give your opponents a very easy target to demolish. So my final thoughts on this box, the legendary pre-combo Scientific Rivals is actually a very good looking defensive pre-combo to be running during the Fighter Battleground effect. It still has its place even off Fighter when that's not the current Battleground effect. It'll have its place in a defense deck in Rumble. It just won't be quite as overpowered when it doesn't have that extra bit of HP added into it. But hey, 60 base HP without the buff is still pretty damn good. As far as your items go, all 3 are great items to be running for Fighter. They're all new ones, and they all have relatively good stats for offense and defense, so you have a good pool to select with there if you need to build a Fighter deck up from scratch. As for your 2 characters of the box, you have 2 really good primo characters right there. Bill is a phenomenal one to have for offense. You can never really have too many Bills if you can get a good collection of him. Same really goes for Peter. And Peter is one of those that you can draw from the Nixon coins, I believe, as one of the free-to-play characters you can get legendary. So another great reason to have him there is you can get a whole mess of him to run a full deck of Peters if you want someday. So could not recommend either of them more. As far as your epic pre-combos go, Flag Defender is alright, whereas Brainwashed Haley, not the biggest fan of it. They both kind of have their places they can be used, however, there are better epic pre-combos out there in my opinion. So when I factor all of those in together, this is definitely a better than average box. It's a good box, but it's not perfect, so I have to give it a 4 out of 5 Golden Turd rating. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to click that like button. And if you're new to the channel or haven't already, please click that subscribe button. And make sure to click the little bell icon there so you get notified of new uploads as soon as they go up on the channel. Thanks again, guys. Peace.